Hello students, here is the second part of topic 4, the Earth and Beyond. We're going to explain today lesson 4.3, the Earth's orbit. As usual, let's have first a mini review about the previous lessons. What movement of Earth is this again? Right, rotation. And what is the meaning of rotation? It is the spinning or movement of Earth round its axis. I have here 4 statements, and all you have to do is to identify each statement whether it is true or false. Let's start with the first one. The Earth rotates round its axis once every 24 hours. Is this true or false? The answer? True. Next. Day and night is caused by the movement of the sun. Is it true or false? It is false, because it is not the movement of the sun, but rather it is the movement of the Earth that causes day and night. Next, the side of the Earth facing the sun is having nighttime. Is it true or false? The answer? False. Because it is not having nighttime, but rather daytime. And lastly, the Earth completes 365 rotations in a year. Is it true or false? It is true. If this is for 4 marks, how many marks did you get? If you said 4, you're doing great. Next one. Jan makes a model of the Earth and the Sun to show daytime and nighttime. She used a ball, which is attached on the string, and a lamp. Question A. What do the lamp and the ball represent? The lamp is the sun, and the ball is the Earth. Question B. Which of the following correctly shows day and night in this model? Tick one box. Now, which do you think is the answer? I have this one. Why? Because the lamp is on the right of the ball. So that means the left side of the ball is having nighttime. Question C. What should Jan do to the model to show Earth's rotation? She has to spin the ball on the string. We have here another diagram of the sun and the Earth. Now the question is, in the diagram, what is the time in England? Tick one box. Now, In order to answer this, firstly, we need to locate England in the diagram. So it is labeled. Where is it? Then secondly, is the direction of the rotation from day on to night or from night to day? Now, if you are going to observe the arrows that represent the directions of the rotation, so the Earth rotates from day to night with if we are going to refer to the England. So what do you think is the time in England? Is it 6 in the morning, 12 in the midday, 6 in the evening, or 12 in the midnight? The answer? We have 6 in the evening. Now, if we are going to locate the other time, where do you think will it be? Let's start with the 12 midday. Which part of the Earth do you think, or the place on the diagram, do you think they are experiencing the 12 midday? We have in these positions. We have 12 p.m. or 12 midday. Now how about 12 midnight? Where do you think it is? Here is the 12 midnight or 12 a.m. Now if you are looking for 6 a.m., it is just exactly the opposite side of England. And now for our new lesson. Are you excited? It would be great if you are. Okay, enough for this fluffy thingy. Let's go to the new lesson. My dearest students, presenting the Earth moving around the Sun. Awesome, isn't it? Now, while rotating, the Earth at the same time is moving around the Sun. Have a guess. What is the name of this movement? Did you say revolution or revolution? Revolution is the movement of the Earth around the Sun in a fixed orbit. We have the keywords fixed orbit. Fixed means unchangeable, and orbit means it is the path that an object takes in space when it goes around a star, a planet, or a moon. Object here can be a planet, like Earth moving around the Sun, or moon moving around the Earth, or it can be an artificial satellite moving around the Earth or moon, which is having a path named orbit. Now where is the orbit here? This is the orbit that the Earth follows. Now, orbit can be a noun or a verb. If it is used as a noun, then it refers to the path. But if it is used as a verb, it refers to the movement. Thus, the same as the word revolve, the root word of revolution. Hence, we can say, the Earth orbits around the Sun, or the Earth revolves around the Sun. How long does it take the Earth to complete one orbit or revolution? We have 365 and 1/4 days. Remember, The Earth takes a year to orbit the Sun, spinning as it goes. If this is the case, then how many times does the Earth spin on its axis in a year? Is it 1 time only, 7 times, 24 times, 28 times, or 365 times? Now, because the Earth rotates round its axis in 1 day, and in a year we have 365 days, the Earth rotates 365 times in a year. But wait, didn't we mention a while ago that the Earth takes 365 and 1/4 days to orbit the Sun? Now the question is, where is the remaining 1/4 day? The remaining 1/4 day is in the leap year. Normally, a year has 365 days, but a leap year has 366 days. Where does the extra 1 day come from? It is from the 1/4 days of the previous years. How many 1/4 do we need to make 1 whole day? Come on, do the math. We need 4 1/4. That's why leap year happens every 4 years. Now, where is this extra day in a leap year? It is in Feb 29. As a matter of fact, this year, 2020, is a leap year. So the next leap year will be in 2024. Revolution, like rotation, has also an effect on Earth. The Earth's revolution affects the seasons. However, take note, it is the Earth's tilted axis that has a greater effect. Now, here are the 4 seasons in a nutshell. We have summer, autumn, winter, and spring. Now, each season varies in their average temperature. Summer has the highest, then temperature goes down during autumn or fall, to the lowest during winter, then the temperature goes up in the spring and up again to summer. Now the question is, why do places on Earth have different temperatures? Okay, the Earth's tilted axis causes the variation of temperature on Earth. To show that, let's add another imaginary line on Earth. And what do we call this line? Call it equator. Now, what is an equator? Equator is an imaginary line that divides the Earth into 2 equal halves, known as hemisphere. Hemi means half. Now, the half that has the North Pole is known as northern hemisphere, while the other half that has penguins, the South Pole, is known as southern hemisphere. Okay, let's name the the three sun's rays as A, B, and C. In A, the sun's rays spread over a wide area. Remember light intensity during the first term? If light spread in a wide area, its intensity decreases. That means it becomes weaker, thus lower temperature. While in B, the sun's rays spread over a narrow area. So that means it will have a higher intensity, resulting into a higher temperature. Now C is the same as A, wherein the sun's rays spread over a wide area. Now, which hemisphere is receiving more sunlight? Is it the northern or southern? Yes, it is the northern hemisphere that is receiving more sunlight. Now, what do you think is the reason? The reason is because the axis is tilted towards the sun, therefore receiving more sunlight. Now, what do you think is the season in northern hemisphere? It is summer. Now, in southern hemisphere, it is receiving less sunlight because of the reason that it is tilted away from the sun. Therefore, what do you think is the season in southern hemisphere? It is winter. Remember, during summer, daytime is longer than nighttime, and the position of the sun in the sky is higher. While during winter, daytime is shorter than nighttime, and the position of the sun in the sky is lower. So when you say position in the sky, that means if we are going to compare the noontime of summer to the noontime of winter, so in summer, the sun is higher than in winter. Now, after 6 months, the position of the Earth in the orbit changes. Now, this time, it is the northern hemisphere is having winter. What do you think is the reason why the northern hemisphere is having winter? Because it is tilted away from the sun. Now, southern hemisphere now has summer because it is tilted towards the sun. Now remember, season changes every 3 months. What does it mean? Like for example, we have here the revolution of the Earth around the sun. Now we have the position A. Now after 3 months, the position of Earth will be in B. Then after 6 months, we have in C. Then 9 months from A, we have position D. Now during in A, or it means that when the Earth is in position A, what is the season in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere? If you are going to observe carefully, the northern hemisphere has winter, while the southern hemisphere has summer. Why? Because in this position, the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun, while the southern is tilted towards the sun. Now in B, after 3 months, the northern hemisphere will have spring, and the southern will have fall. For the reason that in winter, at position B, the temperature starts to increase, while in southern hemisphere, the temperature starts to decrease. Then at position C, the northern have summer, and it will be winter in the southern. And lastly in D, northern will have fall, and southern will have spring, and then it goes back to A again. Now if you will notice, you just have to remember the arrangement of the seasons in order, and these seasons changes every 3 months. So if you start with winter, because it is tilted away from the sun, then after 3 months it will be spring, after 3 months it will be summer, and after 3 months it will be fall. Wow, that's a lot of information, isn't it? Let's pause for a while. The good thing is you can replay this video again and again. That's the brighter side of online learning. Now what we have learned so far. The first one, the movement of Earth around the Sun is called revolution, or we can call it also orbit. Second, an orbit is the path that an object takes in space when it goes around a star, a planet, or a moon. Third, it takes the Earth 365 and 1/4 days to orbit the Sun. Fourth, a leap year occurs once every 4 years, which has 366 days, including 29th of February as an additional day. Fifth, the tilt of the Earth's axis has a greater effect on seasons. And lastly, season changes every 3 months. Application. We have the diagram below shows Earth as viewed from space as it moves around the Sun. We have position A and position B. This diagram is not drawn to scale, that means it is not the exact distance between the Sun and the Earth, and even the sizes. The questions are, for letter A, what is the season of the northern hemisphere at position A, and explain your answer. For B, what is the season of the northern hemisphere at position B, explain your answer. And for C, how many months will it take the Earth to go from position A to B? You may pause the video to give you time in answering. Now for the answer, for A, the season is winter because it is tilted away from the sun. While at position B, it will be summer because it is tilted towards the sun. Now how many months from A to B? Since it is exactly half the orbit, and since we have 12 months in a year, therefore it would be 6 months. Did you get all the answer correctly? I hope so. Now, we're done with topic number 4. You are ready now to answer your workbook from page 49, from page 45 to 49. Have a nice day. Thanks for listening.